This is Teacher Anna, a grade school faculty member in a medium-sized private school handling 8 online classes, with 50 students each. However, these classes are not of the same subject since teachers in the K-12 levels are usually expected to teach students in several learning areas, which could also be different from their field of specialization. Because of this, Anna needs to do an extensive research about the subjects assigned to her, so she could prepare her instructional materials well, while also allocating time for her other administrative duties such as computing grades, preparing reports, and the like. According to the Department of Education, teachers spend at least 2 hours per day for these tasks, which sum up to around 400 hours of preparation time for the entire school year. But if there is only one set of competencies issued by DepEd, by which our students are to be measured, then why can't we have a single set of instructional materials, coupled with auto-graded assessments, and interactive and gamified learning activities that teachers coming from different schools around the country can use to effectively reduce their workload and free up much of their time for their family and personal lives? We bring you Cerebro, an e-learning solution that comes with ready-made instructional contents that teachers can just pull out from the platform to jumpstart their online teaching, and even interactive simulations that provide realistic virtual laboratory experiments to keep students engaged with learning the fun way. A video conferencing integration is also available, so teachers can easily start synchronous sessions right within the platform, while students with connectivity issues can download the printable modules so they can continue learning even when they are offline. School administrators can monitor what's happening in their virtual campus, examine the system's usage data, and determine end users' performance. Parents can see their children's activity scores and check their login times as well. So, if you are looking for the best solution for making teaching easier for all, schedule a call with our e-learning specialist now.
Cerebro's products and services provide a significant contribution to the learning community.
This is exceptional in terms of the products and services it offers.
It reduces the teachers' hours of working to give them the ample time of rest and leisure that they need.
It develops solutions that can reduce teachers' workload so they can still spend time with their families and personal lives.
Cerebro has created a culture where interns and employees can grow holistically.
This organization enabled me to meet many people that accompanied me in my growth as a person.
Meetings on daily and weekly basis also taught us not only how to discuss ideas and problems, but also how to listen and to interact with each other.
They helped me enhance my skills by thoroughly teaching me, step by step, and through helping me improve in whatever department I was lacking.
Cerebro enables us to learn and improve our skills in various aspects of our professional goals.
I have an inborn talent for many things, but without this organization, I wouldn't have been able to enhance and improve them.
During the period of finding a company where I will do my internship,
I wanted to be part of something that would take me out of my comfort zone.
I really didn't know anything about the company, and I chose it because I felt blessed.
Cerebro was a perfect fit.
I chose Cerebro because I wanted to work in a company where I get to experience what it's like working in an actual corporate setting.
They value the time, effort, and health of each member of the team and treat their interns as part of their company already.
The workplace environment and the communication between intern and the supervisor is excellent.
I was also able to grow not just as an intern, but also as an individual.
Joining Cerebro was an amazing venue for my growth, and surely,
choosing Cerebro was a great choice.
What can I say to all the prospective applicants and clients of Cerebro is that
If you're looking for a company that puts you first and listens to what you need, you're in the right place.
Here you will learn things that you didn't learn in your classroom.
you will eventually acquire and improve new skills.
Your coworkers will treat you as their teammate and not just an intern.
A supportive atmosphere with a culture of trust. So for the future clients, if you want to know more about Cerebro and what it offers, book a demo now.
At Cerebro, we always make it a point that our internship program will always be a meaningful learning experience for everyone. We do not just give our interns routine office tasks, but we let them experience how it is actually like to be a functional member of the team, even though everyone is working remotely in their homes. We treat them as if they are regular employees. And I believe this is a very good opportunity for students to put into practice the theories they have learned inside the classroom and use them inside the workplace. This allows them to have a real taste of what it is like to be in the world of work. So I am challenging all students out there who are looking for internship opportunities. Do it with us, and I promise you, you will have a very rewarding learning experience here at Cerebro.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Cerebro's webinar series entitled Understanding with the Heart, Developing Social and Emotional Learning Among Students. I'm EJ Patron, Public Relations Intern here at Cerebro, and I will be your moderator for today. Together with the entire Cerebro team, we extend our warmest greetings to all of you here with us in this activity. Before we proceed to our program, let's have a quick shout out to our participants here in Zoom. Hello everyone, how is everyone doing this Saturday morning? Nakapag-almusal na po ba ang lahat? Nakapag-kape na po ba? Nakakain na? How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing great since today is a wonderful weekend for all of us. To start our program, may I call on the Community Manager of Cerebro, Ms. Sarah Zacarias, to discuss some important guidelines for our session this morning.
Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to our webinar for today. Also, let me take this opportunity to greet everyone. Hi teachers, aspiring teachers, and of course our school administrators who are also with us right now. So I hope you are all doing fine. So as we begin our event, let me just discuss with you our webinar guidelines. So first, you can use the chat box to interact with everyone. So please avoid using any inappropriate language or doing any untoward behavior towards the organizer and the other attendees. Please make sure that your microphone is always muted during the learning session unless it's time for sharing and Q&A. We are looking forward to your active participation in this webinar, so don't be shy. We'd love to interact with you and hear your thoughts about our topic for today. And at the end of the session, we will be giving out the link for our online evaluation form, which will also serve as the basis for your distribution of your certificates. After filing out the evaluation, you will automatically receive your certificates via email. And lastly, we will also have a photo opportunity with our speaker for today. Again, thank you for attending and we hope you enjoy today's activity.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sarah. As we begin our session, let me just inform everyone that you will be given the opportunity to ask questions after the discussion. With that being said, you can send in your questions to our official Slido page at slido.com/cerebro, or you can just go to slido.com and use the event code #Cerebro so that our speaker will be able to address your questions accordingly after the talk. You may also interact with the other participants, so please do not hesitate to leave your comments and messages in the chat box. I know that we are all excited to hear from our resource speaker for today, but before we proceed, let us have a quick walkthrough of what is Cerebro and what problems that we are trying to solve. To present that, we have the CEO of Cerebro himself, Mr. Justin Itugal.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Justin from Cerebro. And on behalf of the whole Cerebro team, I welcome you all to our webinar for this Saturday morning. So just to give you some background, we are actually a group of teachers who aim to innovate teaching by allowing our fellow educators to make teaching an enjoyable passion and not just a stressful job that could give them thoughts about leaving their careers. So I've been a teacher for the past 12 years, and I've also had the chance to be a department head and handle my own set of teachers, actually 21 teachers. And one of them is teacher Anna, a grade school faculty member in a medium-sized private school handling 8 online classes with 50 students each. However, these classes are not of the same subject since teachers in the elementary level are usually expected to teach students in several learning areas, which could also be different from their field of specialization. And because of this, Anna needs to do an extensive research about the subjects assigned to her so she could prepare her instructional materials well while also allocating time for other administrative duties such as computing grades, preparing reports, and the like. And based on existing data, a teacher would have to do an extensive research about the subjects assigned to her so she could prepare instructional materials well while also allocating time for other administrative duties such as completing grades, preparing reports, and the like. No, a teacher spends 2 hours per day, and this sums up to around 400 hours of preparation time for the entire school year. And this problem also becomes a pain point for school administrators after seeing a great number of teachers who are resigning from their jobs each year. And also, studies also note that the quality of education is affected, and students are yielding low scores in standardized exams. And this is not just a problem in the Philippines. This is the same situation that teachers from around the world are experiencing right now. So we created Cerebro, a collection of ready-to-use lessons, curriculum-based pieces, and printable worksheets that teachers can use to effectively reduce their workload and improve their quality of teaching. And unlike other e-learning products that focus on the platform alone, we took it a step further by providing the ready-made teaching and learning materials, which we have carefully designed to align with the standard curriculum, allowing us to gain traction locally. And to this date, we have nearly 20 schools using Cerebro for their e-learning implementation, and we are able to help more than 10,000 users in ensuring learning continuity during the pandemic, and even as schools gradually return to face-to-face classes, because our main offering is not just the online learning platform, but the digital contents that teachers can use and share with their students to streamline the entire academic and teaching and learning process. So we have already received several recognitions in local and international startup competitions like SeedStars International, the ASEAN Startup Awards, the Idea Space Acceleration Program, and the Philippine Startup Week. And we are also among the startups under Kubo Innovation Hub and the DOST Tomasino Center. We have also been featured in various media publications and programs like that of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, Business World, and CNN Philippines, The Final Pitch. So I hope everyone will have a fruitful learning experience this morning as we hold this month's Cerebro webinar series with our speaker from MindSpeaks Psychological Clinic. And now I'm giving you back to EJ, our moderator for today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Justin, for sharing with us how Cerebro would be a huge help towards institutions in implementing online classes. And especially ngayon, some of the schools are starting to go back sa face-to-face classes, and for sure kakailanganin and magagamit din siya ng mga students, ng teachers, school admins, and even the parents. Now, I know that we can't wait to hear what's in store for all of us this morning. May I call on again Ms. Sarah to introduce our guest speaker.
So hello again, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our resource person today, who is going to talk us about understanding with the heart, developing social and learning and emotional learning among students. She is a licensed professional teacher, psychometrician, registered guidance counselor, and psychologist. She earned her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology at the Philippine Women's University. She then got her master's degree of arts in industrial education at the Technological University of the Philippines, Manila. She studied further and finished Doctor of Philosophy, major in counseling psychology at the LaSalle University, Dasmariñas. And take note, with high distinction. She is currently the University Counselor at the LaSalle University, Manila, President of MindSpeaks Psychological Clinic, and a member of the Children and Adolescent Division of American Counseling Association. Her passion for research earned an outstanding award in Austria, Indonesia, and USA. Ladies and gentlemen, my great pleasure to introduce an extraordinary woman, Dr. Myla Pilar Pamplona. Let us give her a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you very much, Cerebro, Sir Justin, for the opportunity to share with you this morning. I'm very excited because this topic is very close to my heart, the social and emotional learning of our students. So I am also a teacher. I am a professor in graduate school, both in De La Salle, Dasmariñas, and Philippine Women's University. So I feel you, okay? I know how hard it is, how difficult and challenging it is. That's why this morning is a great opportunity for us to talk about social and emotional learning. So I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. So understanding with a heart, developing social and emotional learning among students. So the objectives of the webinar is at the end of the webinar, the participants are expected to understand the meaning of social and emotional aspects of the individual, understand the importance of social and emotional skills in real life setting or experiences, and know different techniques or strategies to help our students or children develop social and emotional skills. So, but before that, how are you feeling this morning? Okay, so this is an interactive webinar, okay? So I will not be just speaking. No, I want you to interact with me. So write the letter or the letters on the chat box if you are sad, happy, scared, blessed. Ako, may angry ba? O meron umiiyak na. Dok, nahirapan na talaga ako. So blessed. Marami pa ang blessed and happy. So thank you very much for responding. Yeah, no, maraming blessed, marami ding happy. So that is a very positive emotion this morning. And you know what? No, based on studies, positive emotions can elicit positive alternatives in handling life stresses and challenges. But the more you are positive, the more you'll be able to understand the situation, what is happening to you, and of course, no, find ways to be able to address your emotion without being too anxious, okay? So, welcome to our webinar. So, yan, nagtatype pa rin sila, EJ and Sarah. Very good. Okay, so allow them to just type the letters. Thank you. More are blessed. Thank you, God, for blessing us this morning, with the motivation and inspiration to be with each other and talk about a very important topic on social and emotional learning. I pray this morning that this will be a very good venue for you to distress also, and a very good venue for you to look on the other aspect of teaching and how we'll be able to help our students develop pertinent and important skills as they face life's challenges, especially the world of work. Okay, so we know that we are transitioning to the new normal. Okay, so I know that many schools are preparing for the limited face-to-face this August and the full face-to-face classes on November 2. This is the announcement of the Department of Education, and we know that we need to be prepared. Okay, so we are transitioning, and according to the article of TRIA 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic through the lens of education in the Philippines, or the new normal, we are looking at a different educational policy to be able to address the diverse needs of our students. I know, based on the discussions, as I listen to the news and discussion in DZRH, we will not do away with the wearing of face masks and physical distancing. So this will be very challenging with the limited classrooms and the limited teachers that we have now. Okay, physical distancing, is this possible? Strengthening online learning platforms. I believe that many private institutions will still be looking into their capability to do a hybrid, a blended, or high flex learning. I believe that private institutions will be focusing more on having some students come to school, and some of them will be still working online to be able to follow the physical distancing protocols. And of course, we need to still strengthen the research and development in health. And I have heard in the news that there is a new vaccine that they are reproducing now to be able to address some of the mutations of the COVID-19 virus. And of course, program creation and health integration. So it needs to be incorporated as we face the new challenges of the now normal, or the new normal. So many schools are focusing on mental health programs, Some incorporated mindfulness programs to be able to address the diverse needs of students in terms of their mental and physical health. So these are the new challenges, no, of transitioning to the new normal or to the now normal. So I have a trivia, okay? So which do you think will be the third wave on the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic? Is it A? Oh, hindi ko alam kung may premyo ang Cerebro, no? Hindi kami nag-usap ni Sir Justin. A, physical health, B, financial or economic, or C, mental health. So which do you think will be the third wave on the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic? Is it A, B, or C? Some are telling us it's A, B, C. Some believe that it's still A, B, C. Okay, A, B, C, because we are still affected by the pandemic, no? Physically and of course financially. No? But now we are on the third wave, okay? Which means even though we are affected physically and financially, there is an increased number, okay, of students being, of people being affected, no, by the third wave. And that is based on the Australian study, the third wave now is the mental health crisis. Although we are still experiencing the physical health and the economic crisis. After medyo nakakahinga na tayo ng konti sa COVID, but comes the Ukraine and the Russian war, and now we are affected now with the inflation. And the most affected wave is the mental health crisis. We have an increasing number of clients experiencing anxiety and even depression. Many are stressed out and burnt out. Although we are affected on the three areas, the increased number of people having mental health crisis is really very significant. Okay. So that's why nurturing relationships during COVID-19 pandemic is very important. The pandemic continues to affect our lives, including our relationships with family, friends, colleagues, and others. So that's why connections are very important. Are you still connecting with people? When you connect with people, you are making them feel they are needed and they are important. Okay? If you are social media users, your simple heart and like reactions can really uplift someone who wanted to have some positive connectivity with people. And connections also express the need to be understood by others. According to the article of Cherry, we need to be more empathetic in this time of the pandemic. When you say empathetic, we use our brain, we use our cognition, and our heart as well. Empathy is the combination of understanding a person, where he or she is coming from. And that understanding comes from the heart. Okay, that's why our topic is understanding with a heart, and engaging in meaningful relationship with others. So if you have friends now, if you are friends who are with you now, kindly message them and give them positive feedback. Type in our chat box and wish everybody good health. Thank you for coming. Allow them to chat in the chat box, and give positive messages to people, like good morning, everyone. Like take care and stay safe, everyone. You can have the freedom to chat in our chat box and give positive messages sa mga participants in our Zoom. Okay? Because connections, even though we are in a Zoom webinar, is very important to be able to connect positively with others. So engaging meaningfully is giving time and effort to understand a person and to listen and listen well. Just allow yourself to message someone or the whole participants of this webinar. Give a very positive message and it will make you feel better. So just interact with us, okay? Next, understanding and empathy means being connected, okay? Being aware of people around you. Alam ba natin yung nangyayari sa loob ng ating mga bahay? Are we aware that we have friends who are really struggling this morning? Are we aware that being present is very important. Kung merong gathering and you are really invited by a friend, go. Because you need to stay connected and be aware with people around you. Nourish friendships. Okay? Love people. Nourish friendships. No? Stay connected. And of course, never forget to be kind. We are still in the pandemic. When a person message ka sa isang kaibigan, she was not able to respond immediately, be kind, okay? Never sleep with a painful memory in your heart. Baka busy lang siya. Be patient and be kind. Because we will never know if somebody is having a hard time with his life. So never forget to be kind. Okay? Listen very well and be considerate. It's the same of being kind. We need to listen and listen with our hearts and help others. If we have the capacity to make someone happy, why not? If we have the capacity to help others who are in need and you really like to help that person, do so. Because empathy in these trying times is really very important. Stay connected, be aware of people around you, be kind, considerate, and never forget to help others. So there are 5 domains of development in a person. Okay, that's why many schools in their PVM or philosophy, vision, and mission focuses on the holistic development of a person. So when you say holistic, you have these domains. Okay, the physical domain, the cognitive domain, language, social and emotional development, and moral and spiritual development. This is according to the article of Phil, November 27, 2021. So we have areas in our lives that we need to attend to be able to develop holistically. Okay, so if we are a teacher, we know that we have this in mind, the domains of development. Okay, so let us focus on the non-cognitive domain this morning. That is the social and emotional development. So according to one article that I have read, there are 5 top issues identified by students. 2019 pa po itong article. It's not yet COVID-19. You can just imagine how these issues are more significant now that we are in the midst of the pandemic. So social media makes peer pressure a 24/7 problem. These are the first or the rank one, the first rank among the top issues of our students. Bullying is a significant issue. Students are concerned about their personal safety. Students need help coping with their emotions. And dealing with grief is important. If you will look into the top issues, they are more socio-emotional in nature than cognitive. Am I right? Social and emotional in nature. These are the top 5 issues coming from students. That's why this morning, we will be discussing a very important topic on social and emotional learning. Social emotional learning is the vital framework through which people of all ages acquire skills in working towards their own unique goals, comprehending and managing their emotions, nurturing positive relationships, making informed choices, and feeling and exhibiting empathy. So these are the areas we will be discussing this morning. So it is focused on respect, empathy, self-awareness, collaboration, self-motivation, social engagement, identifying problems or analyzing situations, ethical responsibility, and international mindedness. This is the important aspects, elements, and principles of social and emotional learning. We'll be discussing it. So this is the social and emotional learning wheel. So you will find here the 3 S's and the 2 R's. Self-awareness, the first S, self-management, social awareness, and the 2 R's, we have the responsible decision-making and relationship skills. So why is it important to develop social emotional skills among our students? Why is it important? Okay, so based on an article last 2016 by Committee for Children Okay, so it's very important to develop social and emotional learning because of the employability skills that should be prioritized or developed in education. So the Chronicle of Higher Education and American Public Media's Marketplace, half of those surveyed said that they had trouble finding recent graduates to fill vacancies in their companies. Even though applicants had the technical prowess, they lacked the communication, adaptability, decision-making, and problem-solving skills needed to do the job. So there are many job vacancies, but they lack the graduates who have these skills, communication skills, being flexible, decision making, and of course, problem solving skills. And in the Philippines, the Development Asia had a study last January 29, 2018. It says there, one way for the Philippines to close the skills gap is to strengthen the foundations for non-cognitive learning. And when you say non-cognitive learning, it focuses on the social and emotional learning of students. So the skills is very critical to the workplace. So based on the study from the World Bank, many employers in the Philippines look for not only technical skills, but also good work ethic, commitment, and personal communication skills in their employees. And it recommends, the World Bank is recommending, based on their study, in improving the development of social-emotional skills, also called non-cognitive, behavioral, or soft skills in schools and in technical and vocational training. That's why our discussion this morning is really very important, focusing on the non-cognitive skills, which are the social and emotional skills of our students. According to the said study, the percent of employers reporting it was difficult to find employees with the following skills. So managerial and leadership skills, work ethic and commitment, personal and communication skills, vocational or job-specific skills, foreign language skills, computer or general IT skills, and writing skills. So you would see here that there are many social-emotional skills that they need in the workplace. Even managerial and leadership skills can also be included in the social and emotional learning of students. So let's talk about the 3 S's and the 2 R's. Okay. Self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. So you have to remember that there are 3 S's: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and the 2 R's, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. So self-awareness o kamalayan sa sarili. So maintaining a level of self-awareness is a cornerstone of social emotional learning, allowing students to access a greater understanding of how positive actions lead to an improved self-image. Meron po bang kamalayan sa kanilang mga sarili ang ating mga estudyante? So when you say self-awareness, they know the consequences of their actions. When I do this, this will be the consequence. And if I am aware of the consequences of my actions, I can plan. I can make things happen to be able to have positive actions that will lead not only to an improved self-image, but assure success in life. Alam po ba nila ang kanilang kahinaan? O hindi naman natin tinatawag na kahinaan. Tinatawag namin itong areas for improvement, rooms for improvement. When they know that there are certain areas that they need to improve, they can work on that area to be able to do things that will make that area positive and strengthen that area for improvement. When you say self-awareness, they know the consequences of their actions. Do we give them praise if they are doing well? Do we find time in really checking their reflection papers, their essays? Have we read them? Do we give them feedback based on the important things or positive things that they have written on their reflection? By doing that, we are already improving the self-awareness or yung kanilang kamalayan sa kanilang sarili. Self-awareness also is the ability to tune in to your feelings, thoughts, and actions. Being self-aware also means being able to recognize how other people see you. Okay? You know how to make people happy because of your actions. If a student wanted to give her best, and the student will tell you, I want to give my best because I want to improve myself and I want to make my family happy. It means that the student is aware that his or her behavior can affect and influence others. That is self-awareness or kamalayan sa sarili. Next, self-management o sariling pamamahala. As social emotional skills grow, children and young adults begin to understand the importance of self-management, especially as it pertains to intrinsic motivation, pagkakaroon ng aktibong pagkukusa na gawin ang mga bagay. Hindi na po kailangang utusan, sapagkat alam niya na pag ginawa niya ang isang bagay, ito ay makakatulong sa kanyang magulang, tumulong siya sa gawaing bahay. That is intrinsic motivation. Emotional management, paano gagamitin ang emosyon ng tama. And setting personal goals, pagkakaroon ng sariling pangarap at mithiin sa buhay. So nakakalungkot isipin, no? Based on my experience with clients. There are clients, no? Mga adolescent clients po kasi yung marami kong clients, mga adolescent clients. When you ask them, how do you see your future? Doc, for me, the future looks bleak. There are clients who will tell you, I don't have much plan in my future. But they are studying, nag-aaral po sila. They have no goals. They have no plans for their future, which means that they need to improve their self-management or sariling pamamahala. When you say, paano gagamitin ang emosyon ng tama? Pero pwede kang magalit, but not to the point that you are hurting people because of your anger. You are managing your emotions well. You are expressing it, but you know how to control it. That is emotional management. And this is one area of social and emotional learning. Social awareness o kamalayang panlipunan, centering around the golden rule of treating others as you would like to be treated. Paano ba dapat itrato ang kapwa? Social emotional learning encourages social awareness on both an individual level with personal relationships and on a broader scope with regards to diverse perspective. Pagtulong sa kapwa, lalo na sa mga nangangailangan. Pagboto ng tama para sa kapakanan ng nakararami. Social awareness is that, are your student engaged in social responsibilities? Naintindihan ba nila why they are helping a certain community? Why are they giving dole-outs? Bakit sila sumasama sa mga social engagement in the community? Sometimes they are just going there for their grades, but na-explain po ba natin mabuti so that they will develop this kamalayang panlipunan? That there are times that we need to give back to the community so that we will make Philippines a better place to live in. Yan po yung sinasabing kamalayang panlipunan. So let's go to relationship skills o kasanayan sa pakikipag-ugnayan sa tao. Social emotional skills empower students to develop relationships by providing strategies for conflict resolution and teaching that an awareness of the other person's needs is integral to building positive relationships. Pagkakaroon ng mabuting relasyon sa kapwa. Paano maiaayos ang hindi pagkakaunawaan sa isang magandang pamamaraan? Kaalaman sa pangangailangan ng iba at kung paano makakatulong. No? So, kumusta ang relationship skills ng ating mga estudyante? Are they relating well with their group members? Alam ko po, during the online setting, we have many group works. But are we monitoring the relationship inside the group of our students? Pag nag-breakout rooms po ba tayo, are we coming in also on the breakout rooms to be able to see how they are relating to each other? Baka po nung nag-breakout rooms tayo, merong isang estudyante na she is not really speaking with her fellow group members. And we didn't know about this because hinayaan lang natin sila na mag-group work. Okay? So, we need to develop relationship skills, no? At yung kasanayan nila sa pakikipag-ugnayan sa tao. Next is responsible decision making o responsableng paggawa ng desisyon. Students are taught that making certain decisions can impact them in every facet of their lives, like social, emotional, physical, and intellectual, and how to make positive decisions for positive growth and change. Pagkakaroon ng tamang mga decisions sa buhay. So I know this is not very easy because decision-making skills is one of our critical skills, no, that we need to develop sa ating mga estudyante. No? Responsible, no, in giving their task on time. At kung malilate man sila sa kanilang submission, are they communicating with us? Ma'am, I'm really having a difficulty right now and I will be submitting my work late, but I will try my best. That is responsible decision making. Kahit natatakot sila sa teacher, no, they are really communicating, connecting with the teacher so that the teacher will understand. Kasi kung hindi naman po nila sasabihin, hindi naman po natin malalaman. Tamang mga desisyon sa buhay, sa course na pinili nila. Okay ba yung course na pinili nila? And are they happy? Because the course they have chosen now will determine the things that they will be doing in the future. No? And I hope, no, na nakita nila yon, that they had a good decision making to be able to make their life worthwhile. Minsan sabi nila, parang hindi naman worthy yung life ko, no? Because they are not doing the things they love to do. So the benefits in developing social and emotional skills, no? Pag na-develop ito sa ating mga estudyante, no, there is 20% improvement in reading, 18% improvement in affiliation with good friends, 85% reduction in disciplinary referrals, 62% reduction in violence, 51% reduction in bullying, 17% improvement in honesty, based on the article of positiveaction.com in 2018. So that's why it's very important to develop social and emotional skills. Hindi pwedeng laging walang pakialam. Minsan may mga ganun tayong students. I don't care, ma'am. I just don't care. I'm very focused on what I need. And we need to listen, no, when they say that, those things. No? I'm listening. No? I'm not saying it's not correct. No? I'm here to listen. And as I listen, no, we can also explore alternatives for our students to develop social and emotional skills. Okay, so type the letter or letters on the chat box if you are doing these activities with your students. Okay, A, pwedeng marami pong letters. No? Group activities after the lecture. Meron po kayong group activities. I always do this. After my lecture, I want my students to engage with one another in a group session. Okay, so I will think of an activity wherein they will be engaged with their group mates, listening to them when they have problems. Now, we cannot avoid this actually because most of our students spend time with us, no, being their teachers. Sharing some of your life experiences. Nag-share po ba tayo ng mga life experiences natin? So, pero wag naman pong sobra. Do not overdo it, okay? Because some of the students will tell us, naku, it's all about mom. Lagi na lang si mom yung sinasabi niya tungkol sa kanyang sarili. Okay? So sometimes, you need to get permission. I'm very sorry, my students. I have nobody in mind. But to give myself as an example. Pwede tayo magsabi, but not all the time. Sometimes we give examples of our life experiences, no, to confirm a certain aspect of our discussion. Hindi yung out of the blue, we are talking about ourselves, okay? Letter D, praying before the class starts and before it ends. Yun po yung lagi nagpipray, no? I always do this. No? Even with my masteral and PhD students, we always pray before our class starts and before it ends. Asking your students to share their thoughts and giving your students an opportunity to practice their skills. So, ang dami nating mga sagot, no? So, thank you. Almost all of you are doing it already. A, B, C, D, E, F. So, D, C, B, F, A, B, C, D, F. Thank you very much po. Keep answering, no? Type in the letter or letters on the chat box. Connect with us, relate with us. Okay? So there are many combinations. That is why, as teachers, I know we are doing our best to engage our students. And sometimes we are not aware that we are developing already their social and emotional skills. Am I right? We are not aware. No? But now, because of the webinar, we can be more intentional. When I say intentional, if you are doing this already, you can enhance it more. If you have these activities already, you can enhance it and add more creativity to it. Diba? If you are doing this already, add more zest. Kami nga may mga guessing game pa ako, mga PhD students siya na. May mga guessing game ako sometimes. Sometimes we have, may contest ako yung they will have their papers, no? Parang quiz bee, tataas nilang ganyan. And they are enjoying it. They are enjoying it. PhD students are enjoying it. Lalo na siguro yung mga estudyante natin, mga bata, di ba? No, they will be enjoying group activities. And I always incorporate it in my lectures. Okay, so how to help our students develop social and emotional skills? Okay, so let's talk about generations muna bago ako mag-delve in or deep discussion on that. No? So all of us, no, as professors, teachers, professors, most of us here in the Zoom and those who are watching in our live streaming, commonly all of us are in the Generation X. Commonly naman, I know there are the matures and the baby boomers. No? But if you are 39 to 54 years old today, okay? No? Sige nga, mag-thumbs up nga, mag-yes nga doon sa chat box if you belong to the Generation X. Type in the chat box if you belong to the Generation X. If your age is 39 to 54 years old. If not, no, if you are not Generation X, no, please write if you are the matures, the baby boomers, or the Generation Y. Okay? So yan. Tingnan nga natin ang mga generation ng mga nakikinig. Okay, Generation X. Okay, we have Generation Y. Okay. So if you are a Generation Y, you are 23 to 38 years old now. Okay. And the characteristics of our generation is we are brought up by work-oriented baby boomers. We know the value of money. Okay. And often we are the latchkey kids and they grew up to be self-resilient. Pag Generation X, commonly our parents are working. That's why we are left on our own to take care of ourselves. I don't know if it's the same with you. Pero yung ibang mga nasa Generation X, they are work-oriented. Laging sinasabi ng ating mga magulang, the value of money. And you need to work hard for that money. Okay? And the Generation Y, the characteristic is the millennials. Okay? So they value development and expect to be quickly given opportunities at work as well as flexibility to act. Okay? Sinasabi niya yung mga millennials, no, they are focused also on work-life balance. Hindi kagaya ng Generation X, no, they are hard workers kasi. So sa kanila, okay lang mag-overtime as long as you will finish your work. Okay lang kahit walang additional money or walang additional sa salary. No, am I resonating with people here? No, kahit walang masyadong dagdag sa salary, as long as I am well and I can still do my job, so I'm doing it. Okay, so there is a difference in generation. And most of our students are in the Generation Z. Yung 6 to 22 years old. Sina EJ ba? EJ, how old are you? Nasa Generation Z ka ba? O Generation Y?
Gen Z po.
So nasa Z na, no? So yung iba sa kanila nag-work na, nasa internship na, and others are still in school. So they are highly network and tech aware. And they are digital natives. Sabi nga, pinanganak daw na may hawak na cellphone. Okay? They are known to be frugal, business-minded. Naku, totoo po ito. And they are online shoppers. Sa mga nanay dito na ang mga anak ay bigla na lang may lasadang darating, may shopping darating. I know you can relate with me. No? So magkaiba po yung generation. That is what I am pointing out. So let us refrain from saying to them, no, naku kasi ganito sa amin noon eh. Ganito sa amin noon. So minsan, no, kasi alam ko yan dahil sa mga anak ko, maiba naman noon kaysa ngayon. Why? No, the present generation has many challenges also. The challenges of adolescents in coping with the COVID-19 pandemic. See, this is a study by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention last February 16, 2021. So maraming challenges yung ating mga adolescents. That's why empathy is more needed now. Okay? And being kind is needed. No? Not to the point naman na aabusuhin tayo. I will be talking about that. Because the challenges of adolescents is that they have changed in their routines. Ito po yung generation na biglang face-to-face, then bigla silang nag-shift sa online mode of learning. So that is very challenging. Actually, pag nagbago po ng routine, it will cause uncertainties, anxieties in us. Because we are very used to with our routines. And now there is change in our environment and how we do things. Okay. Number 2, break in continuity of learning. There are adolescents who stop going to school because they are not really much into the online modality of learning. So yung iba, hindi sila nagpatuloy. But others, they continue with their studies, but they are struggling. Break in the continuity of healthcare. So when they got sick, we often have this uncertainty if we will be taking them to the doctors or to the hospitals because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And they are also the generation who miss a significant life events. I remember, bago po mag-COVID, merong yung anak ko, yung prom, senior prom. So nagrenta pa kami ng susuotin niyang tuxedo. Pero dahil sa COVID-19, hindi po yun natuloy. So masakit po ito sa kanila. They miss significant life events. And some of them, they have many achievements, pero dahil sa nag-online na tayo bigla, hindi na sila sa graduation nila, hindi na sila nakapag-march. Do you remember the time that you are marching with the graduation march in the background and how proud you are that you are able to finish your course? Diba napakasarap po ng pakiramdam yun? And they were not able to experience that. Ito pong generation na to. I know that because of my children. And loss of security and safety. That's why, like what I am discussing a while ago, the change of routines, the change of the structure of our everyday lives causes us to be uncertain and anxious. And having loss of security and safety is a very important aspect in our everyday function. So these are my kids. So Bea, now in college, she is studying music production in St. Emil. I love my kids. And my youngest, Gabby, will be graduating. And I'm very happy that he will be able to experience graduating in PICC this coming August. I'm very proud of him because he passed, kapasa po siya sa UP Diliman. And I'm really very proud of my kids. But even though they have many achievements, I have noticed many similar characteristics. Number 1, they are sensitive with words. Yung generation nila. As if they have their own world because they have this social media platform that they love to browse. And sometimes nakalimutan na nila yung physical presence ng parents nila because they have their own world. Oftentimes, they are not very affectionate. They can be affectionate also, pero commonly, they are not very affectionate. Avoids deep communication and conversation. And afraid to say what they truly feel. Ito pong sinasabi kong generation. Not everybody, I know there are some differences, but most of them, because I have also adolescent clients. And this is very true. That's why the development of social and emotional skills are really very important. It's really very important for them. Okay, number 1 tip is listen and listen well. Okay, allow adolescents to express themselves. Never assume that this is what they feel. Listen with understanding and avoid to always be suspicious. Ito minsan yung tendency natin. Lagi tayong, okay, you are not opening your camera because you're telling me it's your internet connection. Is it really true? Yeah. Meron tayong mga ganong doubts sa isip natin. Okay, you are having a hard time. You are telling me you have a mental difficulty, this pandemic, and you were not able to submit your requirements. So meron tayong question. But before questioning, listen and listen well. Because commonly, they will be saying those yung mga indications, yung mga clues when this student will communicate to you. Listen and listen well, and never assume that you know what they feel. Okay, always ask them. Kasi tayo may sarili nating feelings, no? It's okay. Pero let us listen kung ano talaga yung nafe-feel nila. Maybe we are wrong. Baka may assumption lang natin yun. And we need to really listen where they are coming from. Next, no? Help them build their self-confidence. Ito minsan yung nakikita kong critical, no? Praise them and be specific. I know that it's sometimes difficult to praise every student kasi nga napakadami nating estudyante, di ba? I understand that. No? But praising them on a specific task, no, will boost their morale to be able to do good, no? At nai-inspire po sila to do well in your class. Tell them exactly why you are impressed or proud of them. And by doing that, we are reinforcing good behaviors inside the classroom. No? So dati yung mga kinder, di ba, meron tayong tinatatak sa kanilang mga wrist when they do good. No? That is one strategy to reinforce a good behavior. Okay? Kaso lang pag medyo tumatanda na yung mga students, nasa junior high school na, senior high school na, commonly we are focusing on the discipline. Hindi naman po yun masama. I understand that. No? But there is also some room, no, wherein we need to really understand our student and know them. Lalo na yung mga students na matagal na nating mga student. Okay? So, assign tasks also that will make them more responsible at home. No? Meron kayong pwedeng ipagawa na assignment na magiging responsible sila inside the house. Assigning tasks will develop sense of responsibility within themselves, no? And always remind them to regulate the use of gadgets. No? Mas mag-focus po kayo sa information, why they need to regulate the gadgets, kesa po sermon. Kasi nasisermonan na sila sa bahay eh. So when we remind our students, no, magbigay tayo ng information. So anak, bakit mo kailangan i-regulate? No? Because according to a study, no, kasi I'm a teacher, I am very much into research. Nabasa ko na too much exposure on the monitor will affect your sleep patterns. Ganun pala yun. Kaya minsan akala mo makakatulog ka pag gaming ka, hindi pala ganun. The more you are exposed to your screen and to your monitor, the more you will not be sleepy. Kaya nangyayari, umaga na, naglalaro ka pa ng games. So, by doing that, you are giving information and not making sermon. Kasi sa bahay, meron na silang mga ganang experience. No? Next, provide them safety and security. Be ready if there are students who will seek your help in times of emotional distress. Minsan inaabutan po talaga sa atin. And sometimes you are the first in line to be able to really see the difficulty and struggles of our students. Collaboration with parents is very important in the new learning setup. Kahit nga po college students, no, I am a dean before. College students na po yan. We are still collaborating with parents. No? Because when we see a red flag with our students, hindi naman tayo pwedeng mag-turn ng blind eye. No? We need to do things, no, to make our students safe and secure. And paano pa ma-reinforce ang safety and security is keep the students well informed about tasks. Dito maraming reklamo po, no? Kasi nga, no, nakita ko po yan eh. No? Nawawala yung safety and security nila pag hindi tayo firm sa ating mga instructions. No? Commonly, during the orientation, if you are a teacher, no, a good teacher, you will lay down already all the requirements so that your students will be mentally prepared what to expect, no, at the end of the course. Sabihin mo na talaga lahat, no, so that they are well informed. Pag nagkakaroon ng misinformation, doon nagkakaroon ng uncertainty and anxiety. Next, teach students resiliency. Even though you're a math teacher or an English teacher, encourage your students to be resilient. Make them understand that a failing mark during a quiz is not the end of the journey, but an opportunity to do better. Help them reflect on what things they can still do to improve their grades. Minsan kasi ang nangyayari, tinatakot natin, bagsak ka na. I don't think papasa ka pa sa subject na to. So, so lalo silang natatakot. But when we develop resilience, say, okay, you have a not so good grade now. So reflect. What are the things you are doing now? Kaya nag-result into a failed mark. So allow them to reflect. So what are the things you can do to improve your grade? No? And there are many reports, no, coming from the students that teachers are not giving feedback. Commonly, no, nakikita na lang nila bagsak sila and they didn't know why. So we are not developing social and emotional skills. We are developing uncertainty, fear, no, and failure, no, the culture of failure, the feelings of failure among our students. When you say you are developing resiliency, kahit naman nag-fail sila, what other things you can do? You can still do better. No? Hindi tayo dapat magsawa, no, na mag-remind sa ating mga students. Teach students resiliency. And you know what? Achievers also, those who are doing good in class. No? When they go to college, no, and they realize that na napakadami palang matalino sa Pilipinas. At naging ordinary lang yung talino niya. Naku, napakahirap po. I have many clients na ganun. He is not very sure na kaya niya itong failure na to, of this rejection. Because he is very used to being the center or apple of the eye of the teacher. Kasi nga, achiever siya eh. Pagdating sa college, hindi ganon. No? Mahirap pala yung course and all. So, we need to develop resiliency among our students. And provide structures to maintain discipline. Explain why setting of rules and regulations during online or face-to-face classes is important. Provide incentives for students who are behaving well and always follow rules and regulations. This is the time you can put incentives to reinforce the behavior. And be present and observant. Because our students staying with us for quite some time, we know that there will be changes in behavior. At pag meron pong ganoon, collaboration with the parents is very important. So remind them to say the following phrases. This is social and emotional learning. I'm sorry, hindi ko po sinasadya. There are many adolescents who doesn't know how to say sorry. Thank you sa lahat ng mga binigay po ninyo. I understand, huwag na po kayong malungkot. I forgive you. Alam ko naman hindi mo rin yung gusto. I appreciate ang lahat ng bagay na ginawa po ninyo para sa akin. I trust God. I know He will always be with us. I am here for you. I am willing to listen. Napapakinggan pa ba natin itong mga phrases na to? Yes or no on the chat box? Napapakinggan pa po ba natin ang mga phrases na ito sa ating mga students? I am sorry, thank you, I understand, I forgive you, I appreciate, I trust God, I am here for you. Yes or no lang po sa ating chat box. Naririnig niyo pa po ba ito sa ating mga students? So this is social and emotional learning. I can feel you, not very much. That's why there is a need to develop social and emotional learning because we are not hearing these phrases that much. Because during our time, the Generation X know how to say these phrases. We know how to say, I'm sorry. We know how to say thank you. We know how to say and appreciate the things that other people are doing to us. I forgive you. I trust you. I'm here for you. And lead the way for them to have a strong faith, foundation in their faith. Encourage them to connect with family members. Sometimes yung ating mga students, very busy sila sa school, but they don't have time to connect with family members. That's why meron po akong mga quiz, no? Kapag I will be the teacher of the Understanding the Self course. My first quiz is about the family members. What is the full name of your dad? What is the full name of your mom? What is the birthday of your dad? Birthday of your mom? How age na sila? Ano na age nila ngayon? What is their anniversary? Wedding anniversary. And you know what? It's really amazing. Not many students know the birthday of their parents. That is social and emotional learning. Being observant of the other people around you. Ibig sabihin, hindi naman lang nila nag-greet pag birthday, no? O kaya nag-greet nila later na pag nakapag-greet na yung iba. No? So, encourage them to connect with family members. And sometimes we need to listen to what they are saying. Look for change in behaviors, like academic performance. No, dati magaling siya, then there is a sudden change in their academic performance. Relationship with friends, connection with family. Pag laging late, no, look into the sleeping and eating patterns. No, baka meron lang nagiging problema. And of course, self-management and decision-making. When you say self-management, hindi na siya nakakapagpasa on time. Parang laging irritable during class. He is not opening his camera anymore. These are all change in behaviors that we need to take to look into and to take note. Kailangan natin silang makausap. Why is this happening? And of course, positive relationship between a teacher and a student is very important. Because teachers, we spend more or less 180 days with students, imagine, and we have the opportunity to witness amazing growth of our students in their academics, social relationships, and behaviors. So teacher-student relationships provide students with the encouragement and desire to perform well. Pag sila po ay na-encourage sa class, they are inspired and motivated inside the classroom. No, it elicits positive emotions that they want to engage. They want to discuss their thoughts. They want to express what they feel. No, because this positive feeling is the result of the positive relationship between a teacher and a student. This is an article written by a school principal, si Snow. Snow 2020, positive relationships between a teacher and a student provide a level of comfort, allowing a student to take academic risks that will advance academic achievements. Pag meron tayong positive relationships, we can really encourage the student to go beyond what they can do, to trust themselves, and have that confidence that I can do this. And my teacher is very confident that I can do this. So and by giving that inspiration, they will take academic risks and will eventually take them to academic achievements. Marami akong ganitong mga teachers sa buhay ko that I are able to see something in me that I have not seen as a student. Hindi ko nakita yung sarili ko na gano'n, but my teacher saw something in me. And it's really inspiring. All positivity expressed by a teacher with students impacts educational success, whether we like it or not. We have a great influence in the lives of our students, whether we like it or not. If you are a teacher, you are an influencer, you are an encourager, you are a motivator. Yun talaga yung iyong role. And these positive relationships, hindi kayo makakalimutan ng inyong mga students. Even though they will be managers in the future. Mga CEO na ng company, they will never forget the teacher who spent more time with them. That's why we need to understand with the heart. Understanding with the heart. We need this now in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. In the time wherein we need to transition again, we need to understand one another and understand our students. And you know what? A teacher and a student has a mother and child bond. Meron tayong special bond sa ating mga students. Maaring hindi natin sila pinanganak biologically, but there is a bond, very special. And we thank the Lord for giving us that opportunity to be able to have that special bond with our students. And I want to end with a story sa student ko. Tapos na po ako. Okay. So, mahilig akong magpa-reflection sa students. Sino po rito yung mahilig magpa-reflection? Yes or no sa chat box? Pero ako may template ako sa reflection ko. Hindi basta reflection. Kailangan mayroong mga significant observation. There must be highlights in our discussion and how you will apply this in your real life setting. So, sa lahat po ng nagpapa-reflection dyan, are you reading the reflection? Binabasa po ba natin ang reflection ng ating mga students? And you will be amazed. Nakakatuwa po yung mga students natin that they are really expressing themselves with this kind of activity in reflection. So I think it was a subject on schema. Schema sa psychology po kasi. When you say schema, it is something that is within you that allows you to give meaning to what you see or experience. Meron kasi kanya-kanya tayong perspektibo sa lahat ng mga bagay. We have a certain schema on how we interpret things. Meron mga positive thinker. Pag nag-interpret sila sa things, very positive. Meron naman tayong not so positive na medyo nakatingin sila sa mga critical areas ng kanilang mga experience. So, yun ang aming topic. So, I told them, write a reflection on your present schema. Where are you now? Where are you? What is your observation about your environment? And more importantly, what are your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors? Yan po yung question. Kasi I want to really reinforce para matandaan nila what is the meaning of the schema and matandaan nila yon for the rest of their lives that meron tayong ganoon sa ating mga sarili. So nagresulat yung mga estudyante ko. I have, I think, mga 25 students. So I love reading reflections. So one reflection caught my eye. One student told me, "Mom, I'm not very okay today. I noticed that I am remembering the time my dad committed suicide." So napanood niya pala, nakita niya nung time na nag-commit ng suicide yung dad niya. I think that's 2014, 2016 ko siya student. 2014 nung nagpakamatay yung father niya. Sabi niya, I thought I'm okay. I thought I'm doing well because I'm still studying. I'm doing my household chores. I'm okay. But now I'm not feeling very well. 2 years ago when my dad passed away, but I have so many questions in my mind. Why did he took his life? So nagulat ako. Naisip ko sa sarili ko, what if hindi ko binasa yung reflection? What if chinek ko lang kung sino yung mga nag-submit at basta ko na lang binigyan ng grade as a teacher? Because I have many students din eh. Pero taking time, reading the reflection of your students will really reinforce the bond of student-teacher relationship. So binasa ko. So tinatawag ko siya. And we talk about her family, yung conflict, it is because of her sister pala. Bakit nag-commit ng suicide yung father niya. And she is not speaking with her sister right now. And they have very difficult relationship inside the homes. So yung mga ganong engagement namin, face-to-face pa yun. Hindi lang once, hindi lang twice. So, umabot siguro ng mga more than 7. And I'm just there listening. And there are times doon sa mga pag-uusap namin na she is really very emotional. And I'm just there to listen. Minsan nga may mga times pa na tumayo talaga ako just to comfort her and listen to her. And you know what? By doing that, wala naman ako masyadong ginawa, just to listen and just be there for her doon sa kanyang struggle. And you know what? That student, she was able to finish her studies. She is now in Makati, she is working, she has a very good work. And she is supporting yung pinaka-youngest nila na lalaki. And she is speaking already with her sister. So, for me, I have not done something special. I'm just, sa pananaw ko, I'm just there for her. Pero yung mga sandaling na yun, nandun ako for her. She told me she will never forget about me. And thank you. Doon ko narinig po itong, thank you for understanding with your heart. So thank you very much for listening, and thank you for being so engaging in our discussion this morning. Thank you very much, and let us be with our student and never forget to understand with your heart. So life is precious. God is telling us, I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. So Jesus wants us to have an abundant life, not only on material things, God wants us to have an abundance, means a very large quantity of something, not only in material abundance, but also in our physical health and mental health. And do not forget to pray. Let us come to Him in prayer. So sabi po sa Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 to 7, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. So this is MindSpeaks Psychological Clinic. Ito po yung aming clinic. If you have mental health needs, no? I am the psychologist of the clinic. We also have 2 psychologists and a counselor. So you can email us at mindspeaks.psych@gmail.com. And this is our contact numbers. You know, you can take a picture, and if you need anything, feel free to contact us. These are our services. We give counseling to students, adolescents, employees, adults. We do psychotherapy, psychological assessment, and mental status examination. We have consultation services. I always conduct seminars and workshops. So if you have any need for this, MindSpeaks Psychological Clinic is very open for a partnership with you. So thank you very much. These are my references. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Myla, for that very informative, comprehensive, and very interactive discussion about understanding with the heart, developing social and emotional learning among students. Thank you for sharing with us this fruitful knowledge and experiences of yours about how social and emotional aspects can greatly affect the students' learning, especially now of what not just our country is facing, but the entire world. And now we are opening the floor for the question and answer portion. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, please send them to our official Slido page, which is posted here in the chat box. Please send them to our official Slido page, slido.com/cerebro, or you can just go to slido.com and use the event code #cerebro so that our speaker will be able to address your questions accordingly. If there are questions that pop up in your head, kindly drop it down in the comment box, or you can raise your hand and unmute yourself so that you can ask your questions to Dr. Myla personally. So for our first question this morning, Dr. Myla, how can we handle students who are not yet emotionally and mentally prepared for the return to face-to-face classes?
Thank you for this question. This is very real. Okay, we know that even though we will be transitioning, there are students already who are not yet prepared. They love the online setting already and they don't like to go to school. Okay, so how can we handle these students? Orientation, kung meron po kayong orientation sa inyong institution, this is very important. This is very important so that the student will be aware on the new information. Encourage this student to attend the orientation so that he or she will be guided. Normally, nagkakaroon sila hindi sila mental set kasi hindi nila alam mangyayari. Meron din po kasi ako mga clients na gano'n. So, when I explain to them na ganito anak yung mangyayari sa face-to-face classes. You will also be wearing your face mask. So, not all your classmates will be present kasi merong naka-online, merong naka-face-to-face. Kailangan lang nilang makita yung structure. So, babalik ulit tayo sa ating flag ceremony, babalik ulit tayo doon sa ating, nandoon tayo sa parang gym, sa ating flag ceremony, tapos papasok tayo, explain po natin. Be patient, kung ano yung structure na gagawin. Yung structure na gagawin. And number 2, collaborate with the parents. Kasi kailangan po natin malaman ano pa yung mga symptoms ng bata, bakit hindi siya mentally set. Talk to the parents, collaborate with them, and give information to the parents para masabi rin nila dun sa bata. Kasi sila yung kasama araw-araw. Anak, ganito lang pala. Kailangan mo lang maging ready. So when they know things about the new structure inside the classroom, yun, mawawala yung kanyang ano. Pero sometimes, iba-iba po kasi ng adjustment yung mga bata. We just need to be kind and patient. Okay?
Thank you po. Next question from Anonymous. How do you approach your students experiencing depression and anxiety during online learning?
Okay, so anxiety, diagnose po ba? Kasi yung depression and anxiety, these are mental disorders that needs a psychiatrist and a psychologist para po siya ma-diagnose. Okay? So kung may diagnosis po siya, meron po tayong mga guidance counselors, we can refer it to them. I-refer natin sa ating mga guidance counselors. Pero pag nakikita po natin na yung depression affects yung sleeping patterns. Hindi nakakatulog yung bata, hindi nakakakain yung bata. We need to collaborate with the parents because these are red flags already. Kasi po yung depression, meron po itong suicidal ideation. Ibig sabihin, baka nakakaisip po siya mag-suicide, kailangan po ma-inform yung mga parents. Especially po kung inarticulate talaga ng bata. I feel that I'm losing my energy, I'm not very interested anymore. I cannot eat, I cannot sleep. I am thinking to just end it all. Meron pong mga ganon. No? So we need to inform. Unang-una po, may protocols po kasi dapat dyan. No? Sana meron yung school natin. No? Doon sa mga matitindi pong cases, mga emergency cases. So, pwede natin i-refer sa guidance and counseling office at sila po yung nagko-contact sa parents. So, pwede nyo kasing tanong, baka wala kayong ganon. No? So, medyo mahirap pag wala kasi tayo yun. The parents need to be informed. Kailangan na pong dalhin sa psychiatrist or psychologist. Kailangan po siya magpa-check up. At yung bata po ay kailangan laging may kasama. Lagi po siyang may kasama kasi nga, kung may suicidal ideation na po, medyo critical po yun.
Next question po, Dr. Myla. Hi ma'am, how old or what grade level was your student in your story?
Ano siya, college na. College no. College siya. I'm her professor in one of the subjects po. College na. Now she's working. She's working and really helping naman sa family.
Okay, next. This is more of recommendation or suggestion.
Yes.
I recommend that this training be given after the opening of classes to all teachers, especially to K-12 levels. And I also recommend the same training be given to all K-12 parents.
Very important. This is very important training. Thank you for the recommendation. Thank you po.
Wala na po ba nga habol ng questions kahit po sa comment box? Wala na? Okay, I guess that's all our questions for today. Thank you so much for the questions and I hope that all of you have gained something from our session this morning.
Eh, nako, yan, meron pa EJ.
Meron pa po pala. How do we help students who are not anymore interested to go back to school because it's already face-to-face? They are having jobs during 2-year online class.
Okay, so I experienced that also. Sa college po kasi nag-aaral po sila. So what we can do is to really talk to the student. Baka sakaling mabago pa natin yung kanilang decision. But when they make a decision, wala naman po tayong magagawa. Especially if there is a financial challenge also inside the house. Kasi nga commonly yung mga parents na wala ng work, di ba? Because of the pandemic. So we need to know the background also of where our student is coming from. No? And pwede natin silang encourage, okay? Never forget your dream to become a psychometrician, to become a teacher. You can still pursue it, no? You just need to save. And never forget na meron kang dream dati. Okay? Na medyo na isang tabi lang because of the COVID-19. At maganda rin po na meron tayong konting information like I experienced din po kasi doon sa mga nagtrabaho na hindi po sila nakatapos. They are having difficulty with promotion. So, magaling sana sila but they have not finished with their degree. So, ang nangyayari po, hindi po sila napopromote. So, bigyan mo siya ng scenario na gano'n. Na, kaso lang anak, alam mo ba, meron akong mga estudyante na they come to me, they went back to studying kasi nga, they are very good with their craft but they cannot be promoted dahil nga they have not finished with their degree. So, may mga ganong reality.
Okay po, next question. Hi ma'am, how to handle a student with short span attention during online class?
Well, this is very critical. Ano kayang grade level? No? So that's why pwede tayong maging creative sa ating pong mga online classes. No? Huwag tayong mag-lecture ng 1 hour. Kawawa naman po yung mga estudyante. So may mga 15-minute interval. Like I do a certain topic, tapos may 15-minute interval yon. Like halimbawa, I will do some group works with them. Ganon. Tapos ang lecture uli. Lecture. Mga masteral students na to, they need that. Kasi nga po, kung medyo nakatingin siya ng napakatagal, baka hindi ko kakayanin yung 45 minutes to 1 hour. So be more creative, no, so that you still get the attention of your students during online class. Allow them to interact doon sa chat box. No? Kahit hindi naka-open yung cam nila, allow them to interact. Tell them I will give bonus points for students who will be chatting on the chat box. So para mag-engage po sila. Hindi sila ma-bored sa puro lectures.
Okay po, Doc, may question po tayo from comment box. In the recent years, have there been more Filipinos seeking intervention from a psychologist?
Yes. Lalo na po sa sa COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, wala akong clinic before, EJ. I don't have a clinic before. But because nung pagtama ng COVID-19, there are many requests for counseling. So sabi ko I need to really make my practice legal. Kaya po ako nagkaroon ng MindSpeaks. Talagang napakadami po. There is an increased number of anxiety and depression. Lalo na po yung anxiety. Marami po. Yung depression kasi, hindi pa naman siya a diagnosis sa depression, pero may mga symptoms na sila. That's why maganda po yung school. Meron po kayong guidance counselors, meron po kayong psychologists, so that if there are cases, mare-refer agad sila. Mare-refer agad sila sa De La Salle, Manila. We are very proactive. Actually, we have a subject. We are counselors there, but we have a subject. Ang tawag nga namin SAS 1000. We meet all students, freshman students. Minimit yan ng mga counselors so that we are aware if there are red flags already happening with our students. At yung course na yon, graded sila. Kailangan nilang i-enroll. So wala silang choice to meet us, but to meet us. No? And by doing that, we are monitoring their progress. No? Iba-iba po kasi from institution to institution. Pero sana meron po tayong guidance and counseling office na magsusupport sa atin sa mga ganitong cases. Kasi pag clinical na po, hindi po yan kaya ng mga teachers. No? Kahit nga counselors, mahirapan sila eh. So, refer pa nila yan sa psychologist and psychiatrist. So, naranasan ko po siya talaga personally. That's why meron akong MindSpeaks ngayon, psychological clinic, because of that. The increased number of clients and patients.
Okay po, next question, and I think this will be our last since we are running out of time. This question is from Miss Eileen Bustillo. Good morning, Doc. I have questions. What if the teacher is also having work depression and not yet ready to handle a face-to-face classes because of emotional instability? What is the best advice for this?
Okay, the best advice is for her to seek help. Kung meron po kayong counselors, kasi merong mga institutions, they have counselors who cater also to the employees. Ang Lasal, meron talaga silang psychologists for employees. No? Iba-iba po yun. Pero kung wala po, the teacher needs to seek help immediately. And there are clinics like us who can cater for their needs. No? Para po maging ready po sila sa face-to-face setup. Pag ganito po, be willing to listen, lalo na po kung sa inyo nag-open si teacher, just listen and be there for her. No, but encourage her to seek help. And help is available. Meron po na tayong mga counselors, psychologists. Meron po mga for free. No? Sa National Center for Mental Health, we have in-touch services. I can give you the free links if you need it. Bibigay ko na lang po sa Cerebro team.
Thank you po, Dr. Myla. And again, thank you so much for the questions. And I hope that all of you have gained something from our session this morning. So now let's move forward to the presentation of the Certificate of Appreciation for our resource speaker for today. Let me read it for everyone. This Certificate of Appreciation is hereby presented to Dr. Myla Pilar Pamplona for sharing her time and valuable insights as resource speaker in the Cerebro webinar series entitled Understanding with the Heart, Developing Social and Emotional Learning Among Students, held via Zoom on July 16, 2022. Signed by the Community Manager, Ms. Sarah May R. Zacarias, and Founder and CEO, Mr. Jonald Justin Yu Ituba. Thank you so much, Dr. Myla, for all of the knowledge and experiences you shared with all of us here. Also, I would like to thank everyone for your active participation in this webinar. I hope all of us enjoyed and learned something new in this talk so we can apply it and share it with others. So before I give you the link for the evaluation form and e-certificate, let me just invite everyone for a quick photo opportunity together with our resource speaker, Dr. Myla. May I ask everyone to turn on your cameras and put a big smile on your faces while I take the screenshots. Okay, let's open our cameras. Ready? Let's wait for the others. Okay, three, two, one, smile. Okay, let's do another one. 3, 2, 1. Smile, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Now we can, as I have promised, please go to the link sent in the chat box. It is also flashed on the screen to answer our online evaluation form and get your e-certificates. Again, I am EJ Patron, Public Relations Intern here at Cerebro. Thank you and see you again in our next Cerebro webinar series. Happy weekend, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and don't forget to answer the evaluation form to get your e-certificates. Thank you for joining.